you could.
So are you gay?
No.
Bi?
No.
Pansexual?
No.
Transgender?
I like women.
Woman, like.
My question is, why are you asking them?
I'm not asking. I mean, listen. It's the university. Nobody's going to bully you. And I'm thinking about making an LGBTQ club because
I mean, listen though. Here's my thing. I support all people of all types and sexualities.
And sizes?
Yeah. What? No. Listen, bro. One love. Support everybody. Everyone should be allowed to be who they want to be.
Who you
But I don't like niggas. You my bro. Alright?
You don't like niggas. Exactly. Say it with a straight face. I don't like niggas.
I don't like niggas.
Why your eyebrow twitching?
I don't like niggas.
Your eyebrow twitching. Bro.
I don't like niggas, bro.
I said straight face.
I don't like niggas, bro.
You don't like niggas. That's what's
Like,
I'm
you
kind
can
of
be my
down.
bro, like I said.
So, Plaqueboymax. Plaqueboymax. For those who don't know who Plaqueboymax is, he's a Twitch streamer, a very famous one. I'd put him in the YN Gen Z category. A young black man who I believe is heterosexual, like he's announced that he's straight. However, he does tend to like to play in the realms of homosexuality, you know, with comments that he said towards people he's collabed with and whatnot.
I'll take your money like the fairy, the tooth.
I didn't know Ace was gay. He liked using lube.
Huh?
Hold on, bring it back.
Shout out, I just want to say I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for having me in here today. I don't let niggas play in my face all damn day. Man, it was a pleasure. Shout out to the gang, yo. Hey, I love y'all. I'm up out of here, yo. Shout out Scream, yo.
Also, he likes to wear a lot of funky stuff, wigs and feminine stuff, you know, trying to come with all type of weave, things that, you know, you only really saw people of the Michael Jackson Prince persuasion do. But as he was at Streamer University, I think it was the day before Streamer University finished, he was addressed by another student called OJ. Yeah, I believe he's of Jamaican descent, or Jamaican, in fact, I'm not quite sure. Looks a bit like James Harden. And what the streamer decided to do is address him regarding his homosexual behavior. You know, he asked questions, and I'm not sure if this is OJ's theme, like this is why he's at Streamer U, because he's the guy who gives words of wisdom, whether you agree with him or not. I'm not sure what his field is, but he basically pulled Plaqueboymax to a side and basically said to him, like, why are you doing all this gay stuff? Now, before I play the video, I just want to put a disclaimer in. I grew up in a melting pot. So when I say that, what I mean by that is I grew up around black people, white people, Pakistanis, Sikhs, the odd Chinese person. Didn't grow up around Jewish people or anything like that. But overall, it was heavily mixed where I came from. So the people that I was around, and including myself, we saw the beauty of other cultures around us, but we also saw the shortcomings. So what that did was it allowed us to basically, we saw the bigotry amongst each other, and most of us overwhelmingly cracked light, full-hearted jokes towards each other. We were in group chats. There was black jokes being thrown at me. I threw white jokes at my friends. The odd Pakistani joke, the odd Chinese joke. And because of that, I as an individual, as well as my friends and the people that we've grown up around, we can't really take bigotry seriously because we've always laughed and joked with each other with dark humor. But it came from a place of love. You know, this is why I look at like the white people that are in my family, that I've had unions with. The black people in my family gave me mixed race cousins and sisters and whatnot, and my white friends that grew up next to my black friends, I love them dearly. Like, racism doesn't really exist where we're from. It was more, racism became a thing when we started getting older and we started looking out in other areas, and it was like, wow, you guys don't get on like we get on, like what's this about? But again, that's because I grew up in a melting pot where other people potentially grew up in a segregated situation, like in America, a lot of black people, all black states, and you know, you got these all white states, and the only thing that's separating them is police officers. But I say all that to say, in regards to homophobia, I'll present it like this. I grew up in the 90s, and the LGBTQ thing didn't exist back then. You know, you just had gay people, you had trans people, lesbians, whatever, but you didn't have this movement. So based on that, I'll put it to you this way, and you can tell me in the chat if I'm homophobic or not. I come from Jamaican descent, so I'm British born, but I come from Jamaican descent. And one thing that in Jamaican culture, what we call gay people was batty man or chichi man, chichi, yeah? Like batty man there. And then if I flipped it and we used more British terminology, we'd say, oh, dude's on a gay ting, you know, my man's on a gay ting. But overall, we'd call gay people batty man. And one thing is for sure, I would say this term amongst my friends. I'm not going to sit here and try and lie on YouTube like I'm this perfect individual. I was saying that. That was part of my lingo. You see a batty man there, you go, or your friend does something a bit funny, you go, oh, batty. Yeah. That's what we would say. However, we'd only say these terms amongst each other. So if that makes us homophobic, then I have to put my hands up and say I'm a homophobe. If that makes us homophobic by definition. However, one thing we did not do, and that was go to somebody gay and ever call them a batty man to their faces. We never made gay people feel uncomfortable. That's one thing I've noticed when we was growing up and as kids. There was gay people in school. We let them do their thing. There was gay people just in general growing up. Most politest people I've ever met, There wasn't any vitriol being thrown directly at gay people. And if I ever saw something like that, which I never did, I'd probably look at it weird like, bro, that's not what we do. So is homophobia based on what you say in private amongst your friends, or is it something that you directly say to gay people? Because if homophobia is based on what you directly say to gay people, I'm not a homophobe because me and my peoples, we never did that. We were never evil or conniving like that. But if we said gay slurs amongst each other, if that makes us homophobic, then yeah. So you let me know which one it is. Are you a homophobe for when you deliberately do something at a gay person, or are you a homophobe for having inside jokes with your friends? Well, I'll let you guys decide. But I say all that to say, when it came to homophobia overall, it wasn't part of our culture. We might have said the terms, but we didn't rock with it. But we never made gay people feel uncomfortable. So when it comes to this new generation, Plaqueboymax, he's a YN, he's from Gen Z. He claims he's straight, but he likes to play in this world of, the gay stuff. I won't judge him based on doing that. Reason being is because I'm a millennial. He's Gen Z. I'm on the outside looking in now. And I don't want to be one of those old heads that want to try and, teach the young'uns the way. No. They've got to find their own way, right? And as the LGBTQ is here, this sort of culture is now becoming common. It's now becoming somewhat of a social norm amongst black people. It was never a thing like amongst black people like that. I mean, of course it existed, but it was never a black thing to make jokes to where like gay jokes in reference to yourself. When we made gay jokes, it's like, nah, that's gay. No. But in this younger generation with Plaqueboymax, he likes making gay references to himself. And he's felt a type of way because this individual has basically called him some form of demon, because Plaqueboymax, he's got a tattoo on his ribs that says diva. Like, these things are just like super nuanced to me. But I think what's happened over the years is with the LGBT community, when that came in, probably about 15 to maybe 20 years ago, when it was just LBG, the LBG community, before the T's started going on it and all the XQSY12, they came in not actually trying to have honest conversations with straight people. They came in with the premise of, okay, straight people, we're gay and we want this, and this. And if you don't give it us, you're a homophobe, And then what happened with us is a lot of heterosexuals got scared of being called a homophobe. So they were just like, oh, okay, take it. And then the gay community, they got greedy with it and then carried on saying, okay, we also want this as well. And if you don't give it us, you're homophobe. So they kept saying, we want this, blah, 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 blah. And they kept going on to where the trans community started watching what gay people were doing amongst this movement and said, okay, we're trans and we straight, and basically said to straight people, we also want this. And if you don't give it us, you're a transphobe. So straight people again, oh, I don't want to be called a transphobe. Bang, bang, bang. We'll give them what they want. They want to be involved in mixed sexes in Olympic sports. Yep, give it them, because we don't want to be called a transphobe or homophobe. And then these non-gender people came out of nowhere, seeing what gay people and trans people were asking for, and it was like, okay, we're going to do it as well. Hey, straight people, we also want this. And if you don't agree with us, you're a non-gender phobe. So what happened was there was a theme of straight people just being called phobe. Simply because it wasn't even things that straight people were actually trying to keep away from gay people or trans people or whatever. It was just things as simple as a straight person wanting to raise their children in a heterosexual manner, and they were being called homophobe because of it. I've always led with the idea of me personally, I'm proud of being straight. So I want every gay person to be proud of being gay, because I'm always going to be proud of being straight. You will never be able to tell me what I can and cannot do with my own kids. Yeah, I'll tell you where to go if you try, but people were gaining the power. Up until it's been like recent, in the last recent couple of years, straight people have just got fed up of being called homophobes and transphobes and non-genderphobes. So now the select few confident ones out of the straight community, of my community, I'd say, they got confident and basically said, okay, if you think I'm a homophobe, fine, but I'm still not giving you what you want now anymore. And then what's happened is it's now led to like a hatred towards the LGBT community because of the way the LGBT community behaved with abusing their position. You know, if the LGBT community came in and just made it clear to straight people, listen, we don't want to impede on anything in your life or what you've got going on. All we ask is that you just allow us gay people to do our thing over here in peace. And I've always said we can live together as long as gay people don't impede on straight people's lifestyle and straight people don't impede on gay people's lifestyle. But we've had this issue of gay people trying to convince straight people to have gay people involved in straight stuff, you know, and then we've had it in history, you know, straight people trying to tell gay people that they're wrong. So we've had a bit of a bit of pandemonium. And what's happened here is this young lad is broken down emotionally because me personally, I think he's dealing with not really 100% understanding his sexuality. He's a young individual who probably was born into this where gay is now normal. It's now part of the norm. When I was growing up, it wasn't part of the norm. You know, yeah, it was, no, we don't do that. We're over here, they're over there, you know. But in his generation, it's just everywhere. So maybe he's trying to find himself and he's throwing out little shots and jabs about being gay, but it's clearly the Jamaican guy said something to him that's really hit a nerve. Now, Wardrobe is a streamer that Plaqueboymax is sharing a room with. Wardrobe is gay, okay? Allegedly gay. I'll say allegedly because I don't want to get in trouble. But he's not just like gay, like he's attracted to men. He's one of those flamboyant gays. He's like a black gay guy who acts like a woman, okay? And again, Plaqueboymax had no real issue sharing a room with this black, gay, flamboyant, female behaving man. Now, you could never do that to me. As accepting as I am of the gay community, I'm not sharing a room with a gay person. I'm just not doing it. I'm proud heterosexual. The dude that's in the bed across the room has to be heterosexual, you know? I'm not trying to hear any of that stuff, but I respect anybody's right to be that way. And I have no problem with that person being in the room next door, me waking up in the morning seeing them, what's good, you all right? You know, if I see anybody saying anything like trying to hurt a gay person, I'll be the first one in to try and defend, and I will champion gay rights all the way. It's just that as long as straight rights are championed, I want both scenarios to be championed the exact same way. That's all. The problem happens is when they start intertwining, because that's when conflict happens. You should just respect each other's ways. But anyway,
you ain't mention it. You don't know how much I appreciate you. But you bigger than that, nigga. Don't forget niggas like you for your personality, nigga. Is you crazy? You don't need to put on no persona, nigga. You broke through with music. Is you crazy? So niggas suck my dick. Niggas don't like you. It's like the character. But your main niggas like you. Don't let niggas rage bait you on your own stream. Is you crazy, nigga? You him, nigga. You not no diva, nigga. What the fuck? Oh, not drive that. That's not true. You playing the character too much. Fuck out of here. You ain't no diva, nigga. What the fuck? I'ma pop it because I'm not gonna get no comments today. Fuck you talking about? I'm gonna get my pussy because I want to S-U. But I'm not no diva. You fly though. You got fire. I'll give you that. You have to die me on that. You got fire. I'll give you that. You fly. You're not no diva.
Oh, bro. This shit crazy.
I don't really want to chill with niggas. I want to just chill. I've been streaming this whole time. And I have been having a lot of fun. You know, people just really just accepted me for who I am, honestly, the whole time. So, it's just felt like, damn, I felt like I enjoyed this shit again. But, you know, the reason I turned the camera back on is because I want to be real with y'all. Like, that's why I started doing shit in the first place, because streaming ability, I feel like, alright, streaming, give me the ability to do that, you know? That's why I love it in the first place. I feel like I've always been able to be me. And even if niggas who don't fuck with me, or like viewers and fans, if they, how do I explain it, hate on me or don't fuck with me, that's cool. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know them. But on my own platform, it's like, damn, bro, if you fucked with me and really felt that way, why would you say on the stream in front of hundreds of niggas? You don't care about it for real. You just will know it go viral. Bitch, this is me, nigga. I'm priest. This is me, nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I might be a little weird, bro. I might tap some shit. Niggas get cold, bro. Think I'm gay. I don't give a fuck. What's wrong with being gay? There's nothing wrong with that shit, bro. Y'all niggas is whack. You're corny. And you just think how the next nigga think. You don't have your own mind, bro. That shit whack. So I'm gonna be myself, regardless. None of y'all niggas fucking with me. I don't care. You might think that shit because you're closed-minded, but it's one love, bro. It's one love. It's one love, bro. It don't matter. Niggas gay, it don't matter. They straight. It don't matter, bro. Why don't we just love each other, bro? So, I don't care, bro. Fuck OJ. If you fuck with me, nigga, you said that shit off camera. You could have pulled me aside. I'd love to talk to you off camera. Why you saying that shit on camera? But it's cool. I love y'all, bro. I'm good off this shit, to be honest. I'm gonna just go chill, all right? I love y'all. But remember this always. Always be yourself. Fuck what they say. I don't care, nigga. I'm gonna wear my wigs. I don't give a fuck. I got diva tatted. I'm gonna keep it forever. This is who I am, nigga. Thief, I'm fly. I'm on my own shit. That's me. So always be yourself. Embrace what make you different. Because that's what's gonna make you pop. Alright? I love y'all, bro. I'm out of this bitch. I don't care. This shit's been amazing, though. I'll probably go live tomorrow. But I'm not trying to party, bro. With niggas who just really, you don't give a fuck about me, bro. It's cool, but I love y'all. And I love every single nigga I've been fucking with on campus. Because everyone been real and just showing love. Shout out Tatum, shout out, bro, whoever Wardrobe, shout out that nigga Wardrobe, bro. Shout out that nigga Wardrobe. Because Wardrobe is himself, bro. No matter what anyone say. And they hate on that little nigga, but you're a genius, bro. He's super smart, he's funny, I'll fuck with him, he cool. He might joke, but he would never disrespect me. Niggas coming up to me saying, yo, bro, are you scared Wardrobe gonna touch you? And like, no, nigga, he's a person, bro. He's a fucking human, bro. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm not, bro. I done made a lot of mistakes. Hella mistakes, bro. Hella mistakes. But I'm trying to learn to do better. That's what we all need to do, bro. Alright? I love y'all. Now this bitch magic. And this shit, follows that forever. I'm gonna just go chill. And Luca finna go.
Okay, so first thing, he stated in there that OJ should have pulled him to a side and spoke to him in private. I don't agree with that. The reason why I don't agree with that is because you're at streaming university. Everything's all on the table. The whole point of you being there and these scenarios that are happening, they're supposed to be shown to the general public. So if you, obviously, you're a young lad, you're Gen Z, you want to then do these things where you want to go put women's wigs on your head, you're entitled to do that. You want to make gay references to people you're collabing with, you want to do that, fine. But you can't then do these things, make other people feel uncomfortable, have your fan base confused as to knowing, are you gay or are you straight? What are you trying to say? And then the second somebody comes and addresses you directly on camera, you now want to sit there and cry and be upset about that, calling that that man should have gone and done something out of what he's not supposed to do, when in fact he did what he was supposed to do. However controversial, or however people might turn around and say that shouldn't have been done, he did what he was supposed to do. He's a streamer, I believe. I don't know anything about him, but he's been invited there. So clearly he does this thing online where he's talking, whatever. His thing may be just giving wisdom. I know nothing about OJ apart from the clips that I've seen so far of him, you know? The second thing I want to say, Plaqueboymax is clearly confused. He's confused. There's no two ways about it. You don't go and play with homosexuality in the way you've been playing with it and then not be confused in some form of way. Personally, I've never been gay. I don't really have any gay friends. I've got one or two people that I know that's gay and I respect them dearly. But I would assume if a gay person would be quite offended at the way he's been doing this. It's like, if you're gay, or bisexual, just be you. Come out. Like, why are you still embarrassed in 2026? It's not like the 90s or early 2000s where it was like, heathen. No, it's the norm now. It's the norm. It's so much the norm to where even my generation and above have now accepted it. Yeah, they might not want it around their personal space, but they've accepted it. They have to. They've got no choice. The third thing, yeah, I'm going to be just outright honest with you. What this OJ said to him came across as fairly mild to me. Like, that was the first time, I'm going to be honest with you, that was the first time I've actually watched it from start to finish. I've only seen it in bits, but that was mild. But at the same time, I come from a different generation, you know, and we're built a lot stronger than these Gen Zs. They've been conditioned to be a lot more softer. When I grew up, it was hard. Most of my troubles when I growing up, I didn't grow up with racism. I can't even try and blag like that was my biggest thing, or like racism was mild in my world. What I dealt with at a huge rate was colorism. That's my story. Dark skin, you were called ugly because your skin was dark. Everybody loved lighter skin. That was my fight. But even then, with that, I never complained. I just got on with things. I was called these horrible things, but I just, okay, no problem. Let me just go play football. Say what you got to say. Give me the horrible comments, and I'm just going to go do what I do. I never got upset. But then again, at the same time, we didn't have all these streaming things back then. So there was no way for people to just, if they were dealing with something, we just had to deal with it. The testosterone in me, and I would believe all the other dudes that were dealing with the colorism thing, we just bottled it in and just did what it is. Probably why mental health was through the roof. But nevertheless, we dealt with it the way we could. With this situation, it's just everybody's just showing their feelings. But we have to be consistent. They're at streaming university. You can't turn around and say people should pull you aside and be private with you regarding questioning your sexuality when you've been putting your sexuality, or what is perceived as your sexuality, on show. You know, you've been showing people. I'm sorry, I can't be with Plaqueboymax on this scenario. I need to be consistent, and being consistent isn't always going to be the most tasteful view that a lot of people would want to take, you know, but I'm consistent. I've learned over the years, the blunt truth is the best. You know, there's things that I've gotten wrong, and I've had my best friend come and just give me the blunt truth, and it shocked me. It was a shock to the system, but I improved because that was the only real way I was going to hear. So, you know, I hope he figures it out, you know, and if he comes out gay, it's no skin off my back. I don't care. I don't care. I'm too old to care. You know, a lot of these dudes are undercover gay. You know, it's becoming more and more of a thing. All I ask is my generation, the millennials, I just don't want Gen Z to then try and tell us that the way we behave is somehow wrong. The same way I'm not going to try and tell YNs and Gen Z how to really move throughout life. I'll give you the generic knowledge, you know, stay away from people that mess with guns and knives, just the typical stuff that you should already know. But when it comes to you growing up in your era, I ain't telling you anything. You figure that out. But with that being said, leave my era. Let us be us. As long as we respect your way, please respect our way. And where I'm from, the gay stuff, we don't fuck with that. But we respect anybody who does. So like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think, yeah? See you on the next one.